I have class at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Woo!
Luckily I don't have class until 1, so that's good.
10 a.m. downtown.
That was like
I hope that was worth it.
that was the worst fucking impression of a Macklemore song. Uh,
Because, you're sick and you have a cold. Or
I want to die. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Waifu Watch podcast. We're here to make sure you don't waste your Crunchyroll subscription. Since sorry we're uploading late, guys. But we had a thing. We were at Anime Milwaukee and we couldn't find time to record.
I mean, it was one of those things where I was like, oh, we can watch all of our shows together. It'll make for some great content. Everything will be wonderful. And then we were like, oh, well, the free internet's kind of bad. And I'm like, you know what? That's expected. There's a lot of people at this convention. That's okay. We'll just get on the paid internet. We couldn't.
It just didn't let us.
yeah,
It
it
was
literally
impossible.
would not let us on the paid internet. So
So as a
We're just
result, this is a call out post to Hyatt Milwaukee. Thank you for hosting such a great event, but fuck you.
No, I mean, there was, the front desk lady was nice about it.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where I think it was just too many people, too many nerds.
Yeah,
But
we will.
despite the fact that we're uploading late, we're still uploading.
Yes, we are still
got you.
uploading. Yeah, the only casualty is Akiba Strip because, well, we'll get to that. But yeah, but first let's just get on to our shows. Aka obviously being first because, let's face it, best show of the season. I mean, we do our things in alphabetical order, but it just happened to be the best show. It begins with A and C and just is in alphabetical first, which is good
Which is good because it's wonderful. And so after this week, we revealed that Jean is actually not going to get into a train accident. It was that his parents got into a train accident and died.
sad.
yeah,
Which is sad. Seeing Jean and tiny Lotta and them losing their parents fucked my shit up,
It's
man.
so sad.
Ugh. I hate it when
Yeah.
bad stuff happens to little kids. Fucked my shit up. So it's revealed actually that Jean has a lot of respect for Grossulaire because Grossulaire was somewhat in charge of this district at the time, and they took full responsibility for the train accident and
the
went
vaguely
around
Native
and
American
toured,
Grand Canyon.
yeah, Arizona, and kind of toured around and said, gave condolences to all the people that lost family. And I'm like, that's really nice. That's good. It almost makes up for how sort of awkward it is that they all have the Native American stuff.
Almost.
I'm like, I'm uncomfortable. I'm like, that's not. I feel like this was not signed off on, which is okay. Whatever. In any case, moving on
Let's
to the
talk
next
about
thing.
John's nerd-ass glasses.
Jean's nerd-ass glasses are cute as hell.
I think they're hilarious because I'm just assuming he just never wears them in any of
Yeah, I was
his
saying, yeah, no,
scenes.
he either has contacts or just doesn't wear his fucking glasses anymore, which is quite funny, actually. And yeah, Grossulaire's like, oh, you're so naive, you shouldn't trust people, blah, blah, blah. So Grossulaire's up to some shit.
Yep.
We knew this, but, all right. Moving on, New Year's party! Cute.
Yay.
There's confetti in the streets, and Jean and Lotta host a bit of a get-together at their building. Rail is very cute, where Jean's like, all right, blah, 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 brief conversation with sister. I'm going to go outside to smoke and also to get away from all of these other human beings. Why are they here? And Rail just like shimmies on in.
just like
Slides in your DMs.
now's my time.
Slides into your DMs.
His outfit
And
is
Lana-
super cute though.
It's true. He looks cute. He looks like a big nerd, which is what he is. Also, Lana thinks he's fucking gay for Jean, which is hilarious.
It's so cute.
Oh man.
He's like, oh, you know,
It's so
I got you that cake you like from Doha. And she's like, oh wow, to do all of this for Jean for just for letting him his lighter. He's just like a cute girl. I'm just like, oh my god, Lana thinks Rail is gay for her brother.
Oh, little
Speaking
did
of
you
people
know.
who are gay for her brother, though, Nino, Mia proposed a couple of weeks ago that he's going for the twofer on the siblings. I totally believe it at this point.
Yep.
He's coming in. He's sweeping in.
Yeah,
The fox is in the hen house.
He's not yet sliding into their DMs, but he's preparing.
He's using the most
He's-
powerful weapon in this kind of situation, and that's espionage. And
Yeah, so he's just like sitting up at the top, like takes a whole fuck ton of pictures of Jean, takes a whole fuck ton of pictures of Lana. I was just like, damn, dude, can you like even try to be subtle?
yeah, like
Nino's my
Nino.
second last needs to calm the fuck down.
Nino is like going at about 100 in like a 20. So that's like something that you may want to like pump the brakes on just a
I
little
think
bit.
Nino just doesn't understand how to express affection outside of stalking.
Yes, that's just
I think stalking is the only thing he knows.
that's unfortunate.
He's gonna like whatever. He's gonna like ask them out just like a fucking foray of pictures of them just like living their lives, and they're gonna be like, "Dude, this is fucking creepy. Like, don't do that."
Poor-
She's like, I thought it was kind of romantic. It's kind of like a collage of all the time I've been near you guys.
No.
Yeah.
Like, that's not romantic at all.
Nino basically is the physical representation of why you don't put stings every breath you take on a romantic
Yes.
fucking mixtape.
Holy shit.
Because like, oh, it's so romantic. No, it's a song about stalking somebody. Get a fucking
man,
grip on your
that's
life.
That's gonna fuck me up. Yo, somebody make that
AMVs.
AMV. Somebody, yes, make that AMV. Fucking do it.
John Nita.
Oh god.
God.
In other, a lot more sad news, Mauve and John appear to have broken up.
No.
Which is just sad. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't think Mauve is on the level that Jean just genuinely doesn't think anything is going on. He's like betraying me, he's working for someone else, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I think you're overthinking this a little bit. That's okay though. She's still fantastic. And she's got herself some new allies. We got purple-haired, nice, cute haircut girl, man that has the body fat percentage of an emaciated stick insect. And this girl in the middle who is just mwah. Mwah. I love her. I love her super edgy haircut, even though Joe hates it.
Okay, no. I like her haircut. I think that the short hair is good, and the jet black, I'm a fan of it. But
Yeah.
girl, fuck it, just do something about those bangs.
I mean, I like the bangs though.
But
They're
you-
super like edgy hair model. I also
like-
agree. I agree that she can't fucking see though.
I kind of like that in some like side characters. I kind of like the whole eyeless thing. Because
Yeah.
it's kind of like a really cool characteristic sometimes.
Yeah.
Still.
Also Mauve with her hair like unstyled on New Year's. Also, mwah, just beautiful. I'm such a big fan of the fact that this show is just reaffirming my gayness this season. It's just great.
Yes.
Next up, John is off to Hawaii.
Japan.
Pretty
I
sure-
thought it was Japan.
It could also be Japan. I thought it was kind
It's
of
more
Hawaii.
Hawaii than anything. Because
Yeah, look at all those fucking palm trees in the background.
it's palm trees, tropical climate. Also, I'm pretty sure there's it's like tropical dishes. Like it's
also,
it's
there's a
either
lot
that-
of old people.
It's either that or Islander. So basically, like
Yeah, it's Pacific Island of
Pacific
some
Islands.
persuasion. Tropical Pacific Island. And so he like goes and he's like, okay, you know, like I gotta get some information for Mauve. I don't want her to not like me. And so he like does, but he's like, you know, he feels kind of scummy about it. Which is cute, honestly. He's adorable.
And it proves that he's
just
not
so
an unreliable
moral.
narrator.
Yeah. And but so he goes to the bread shop and waits for Mauve, and she doesn't show up because she's broken up with him, and it makes me sad. But hopefully they get back in each other's good graces soon or something. I don't want Mauve to be off screen. I want her to be on screen as much as possible. And also we got fucking suspicious president of the Privy Council man, and he's fucking pissed.
yeah. He looks like
He's not happy. He does not like Mamoru Miyano. He is just not.
It looks like he is just sat down on the biggest broomstick that he could find, just so that he could like piss people off. Because
seriously.
God.
And he's quite good. There's also a scene that didn't have a bunch of interesting caps, so I didn't take pictures of it. Where Lilium has a conversation with Graciler and is like, "Hey, by the way, like you need to give us the fucking deets on what you've been doing with Nino because this is sketchy. And also, I told Jean that someone was stalking him because I'm not cool with you just like hiding everything from us." And Graciler's like, "Fine." And Lilium's like, "Oh, I think I won this round." And I'm like, "What that means is that you lost." Actually, this is a meme. This has been a meme this entire time. I will say that the art quality dipped a little bit this week, and I'm not super happy about that coming from Madhouse, where like I hold them to
there were some good meme shots though that were low quality that I loved.
It was a problem.
There was Killian, I think it was his name.
To be fair, I coming from somebody who holds Shaft to that exact same standard, when it does like this late into the season, when shows dip, I don't get surprised that much. Like,
yeah, it's like a reasonable mid-season dip. It's just that like honestly at this point, like any show in which the mid shots are a little bit wonky just starts giving me 91 Days flashbacks, and I just cry myself to sleep at night.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure that the show is not going to get to that point because like A, it's Madhouse, and B, the show is doing fairly well in terms of viewing numbers. I think we're fine. So like,
yeah, that was the thing. I just I noticed. There was less shading than there was in the previous weeks, so it's just I'm watching you, Madhouse. I'm watching you. But yeah, it's as mentioned, ACCA continues to be good. This was another one of those episodes that just felt like filled to the brim with content, but it was just so well paced.
It was really good.
I think one important thing that's going to come in later is that Mauve also really respects Graciler and doesn't think she's got anything.
Well, no, she like very much respected him, but she was, I think, one of the people that thought that he was being kind of sketchy. I thought that she like, well, I think it was like because it mentions, when Jean is talking to Graciler, he mentions that like Mauve wrote an article about Graciler at the time and was like, I really respect him as a person and blah, blah, blah. But she like, I mean, I think she's like quasi on his side, but I think she like suspects that
she checks her own biases.
Yeah, basically, which is good. It means that she is a smart person and I like her. Mauve is good. Mauve is good.
Mauve is really good. I can see a really interesting dynamic kind of going to be evolving between those two characters. And the thing is, they haven't had a whole lot of interaction, so that means that
they haven't had interaction, but they have like a relationship, sort of.
Yeah, it almost kind of feels like this is we're watching some sort of intricate game of chess going on. And and Graciler,
that is definitely the feeling I've been getting from this show so far.
Yeah, which is well, let's be real. That's what espionage is supposed to be.
Yeah.
So it's good that that feeling is still staying this deep into the show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, brief pause.
I agree with that.
All right, we're good. Okay, now, if that's any indication about
sniffle.
All right, let's be real, guys. I wanna talk about I want to talk about this fucking show, but like, I came in Anime Milwaukee already sick, and I'm still getting over it. I'm still infested with lung diglets, and my nose is backed up to the high heavens, so I'm just like, I want to save my talking power for Fuuka because there's a lot of important stuff that happened in this show, and I'm going to be real, not a whole lot of stuff happened this week, so I'm not going to bother. So like,
yeah. I mean, it was cute though. I liked this week in Oculus Strip. It featured cute sibling stuff. I relate very heavily to that. I do feel like some of the butlers and the butler, I feel like the head butler in particular in the Maid Cafe is like supposed to be someone. I don't really know enough about host culture to really say anything, but I like feel like I recognize him somehow, but that's okay. In any case, Oculus Strip was still Oculus Strip, mediocre to like probably slightly bad animation quality, but cute message and lots of love and care put into the writing.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, so we're just not going to talk about Oculus Strip. Instead, we're going to have Mia talk about ClassicaLoid while I go get some water. So,
Yeah. Anyway, ClassicaLoid this week was pretty interesting. Uh, they returned once again to the subplot of Klasky Lasky kind of breaking up, which I thought was kind of like resolved like 5 episodes ago, but apparently not.
But okay, here we are, I guess.
Here we are again. They didn't like officially break up. Apparently, it just what happens is that they threaten to break up all the time, and nobody pays attention. And then they get fired for real, and then Chico gets so upset that she does her music and stuff like that, and causes the entire mansion to turn into an alternate pocket dimension of Swan Lake, which is like, man, nice Princess Tutu reference.
Yeah, solid.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man, Princess Tutu is a good show. More people could stand to reference it.
Yes. So the whole thing is, and they explain this later, is that like the whole thing about Swan Lake is that it's originally a story about how Odette falls in love with the prince, and her love is thwarted, and she dies. So, yeah.
Yeah, damn.
Real romantic. Anyway, so what goes on here is that they kind of use Hashi again, the shoebill crane, as another they decided to keep going with the Hashi being scary angle, which,
I mean, he is kind of weird looking, so like, I guess
it worked out really well in the long run though, because I felt like that was the really strong part of the weird plant people episode, and then they used it again in this episode. It was also very strong, so good job, good choice of aesthetic. But what happened here is that they said that he is the evil sorcerer bird Rothbart, and that when people fall in love in this mansion, the birds will come in and take you away, and you will die, supposedly.
Huh. And also, I noticed in the spot, who are all of these other people?
Yeah, that's a fucking hilarious thing.
Where did they come from?
Here's the fucking funny thing. These three chicks are just here, and they talk about them immediately, like after all of this is explained what's gonna happen here. These are just Mozart's random fans from her high school.
Oh,
and
okay.
they just came over, and they're just there. And they're literally just there to make a hilarious joke right in the beginning. So they're just like, okay, we should not fall in love in this place. And immediately goes like, hey, we should all fall in love. And they're like, wow, we really like you. And there's like shoujo bubbles and everything. And then they all get picked up by giant birds and float away.
Wow, fucking rip.
Yeah, and Chico's like, and therefore a couple is born. And then sorry, give me a minute. Kane says, but that was 3-1. And then sorry, and then Liz says, listen guys, love takes many forms. So
polyamorous Liz confirmed.
Yes. It's hilarious though, because that's a theme that continues in the rest of this episode. Is just like weird forms of, like, not weird forms of love takes many forms. So the first thing that happens immediately after that is that Kane decides for some reason to go into the other room and be like, I'm going to serve rice and curry to everyone. And she does so in a maid outfit. And then Chico slaps the shit out of her. Is like, no, stop. You're trying to seduce people. She's like, this is what I'm always like. And she's like, no, you're not.
You're very clearly not like this.
Ever. And it's very funny actually, because it was actually quite cute. And that's one of the reasons I decided to keep those in, because it's just Chico tried vaguely to tell everyone, don't do the fucking thing, and everyone does the fucking thing as usual. Like, what happens immediately after is that Liz tries to like protect Kane by like seducing the 3 grown men, but it turns out they were just going for the food behind her anyway. And then she accidentally seduces Sosuke, and they get taken away by birds. And then we go into this weird sort of like AU vision where Bada and Chopin are paired up together in a 3-legged race, because the room outside the ballroom is kind of just like a weird magic room where anything happens. And it immediately goes to like a Tsundere thing where she trips and falls on top. It's like, it's not like I like you, or wait a minute, this is way too fucking obvious. I am not doing this. And then she stands up and runs away. And then it starts raining, and she's like, oh no, there's a puppy in the rain. I'll fall in love with you if I see you helping a puppy in the rain. Don't do it.
And Chopin is just like, y'all, I'm just trying to like hang out with this dog. Like,
yeah, and like,
calm
and
the
then
fuck down.
the funniest fucking part is then out of there, Schubert comes in dressed like a delinquent with a pompadour and picks up the why aren't you doing anything, man? A real man has to help those in pain. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And there's like shoujo bubbles. And then they get on a motorcycle and go on the sunset. I was genuinely crying at this part because I did not expect it at all.
Damn.
Like, Joe can vouch for me. Like, that's what I was breaking down before guys, and I was laughing so hard.
Schubert is just gonna swoop in and steal your mans.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whose mans is these?
Whose mans is this? It's mine now, bitch.
And it was really unexpected. I was lying for like a full 10 minutes. Anyway, so they find out a little bit afterwards, like after a few people get paired off, is that once you get paired off, you get outside the mansion and you're no longer in the music zone. So it's not really about music of love and death, but of love and rebirth, which is like, okay, that's cool. So Sosuke decides he's going to run back in and try and seduce Bada because he's like really desperately in love with her for some reason.
Sure.
So he runs back in. It's like, I'm here to save you. And she just pushes him off the bridge.
Fuck off.
Dude, fuck off. I'm busy fighting here. And then they realize, oh, wait. We actually like each other. And then there's another couple more, and for some reason. So, like, unfortunately, it wasn't as gay coded as I wanted it to be. There was a little bit of low-key gay coding here. But there was very much a lot of, like, strong friendship overtures in this entire scene. Which
Very
made me
strong
sad.
Friendship coded.
It made me sad. I wish it was gayer. That's my review. Not gay enough. Next. Anyway, there was also this thing at the end here where, like, Beethoven and Kane, like, held hands at the end here, and it was really weird. Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't like that.
I don't like it. Of course, they immediately subverted it by like turning him into like pretty much the most asexual being in the world and said like, oh, that's it. Like passion only needs to be channeled into art. And so like they saved it that way, but it doesn't make it any less weird because this is like they've had some like really weird, complicated like sort of fatherly figure moments with him and Kane, and like this whole thing made me very uncomfortable. All in all, it was pretty much the start to a bunch of extremely for lack of a better word, extremely horny episodes that I had to cover this week, so lock in for that.
We'll get there.
We will
get there,
fucking get there, and I'm very displeased about getting there, but oh well, in that case. First thing we gotta cover, though, is Fuuka this week. Now, remember the grievance that I cited last week as being a major failing of the show, to the point where they leave out an entire plot point? Well, guess what, kids? We are now completely ignoring the manga.
Off the rails.
We are completely just fucking ignoring the manga.
Fucking
But I actually think this is for the better. Because the storyline that we got in this episode, the one that is not in the manga, the one that I'm pretty sure they just kind of made up to give the story some closure to get to a single point, I actually like this. I actually liked it a lot better than I'm pretty sure what would have been the alternative that my friend told me about. So basically, the abridged story, I only have this cap because I feel like I just want to talk about in general my feelings on the direction of this show and in terms of what I really kind of wanted out of this. So I'm just going to briefly abridge what happened this week really quickly. So the concert goes off. Yu gets hit in the head with a fucking bottle, but then they like
God.
But then they like fucking get their shit together, play a concert. They're blown away, and you know that's all good and thing. They go to Danny's afterwards to celebrate, and you know that's all good. However, after that concert ends, that's where basically this episode stops following the manga entirely and creates kind of this new side story with Koyuki. Basically, Koyuki is forbidden from contacting Haruna because of obvious
which
reasons.
makes sense because she just ruined her own fucking career.
That's true. So in preparation for her Christmas concert, she figures out that, oh, wait a minute, well, my voice is now not working. That's a medical issue, and she has to go on hiatus and is walking by the beach very sad. And Haruna basically goes after her, just like, yo, I'm still your friend, and I'm worried about you. You may be, like, being controlled by fucking record companies and binding contracts not to talk to me, but, like, I'm still your friend, and I'm here for you. And gives her a hug at the end. It's all nice and dandy. And it's a moment of closure, which is weird because, this is the only really spoilery thing that I've read from the manga, is that Koyuki still keeps pining for this dude. Like, to this day in the manga, which I'm just like, goddamn girl, can you just, like, not take the hit?
Literally calm yourself for, like, 10 goddamn minutes.
But in this case, it looks like they're going to get Koyuki some full closure, which is unfortunate because that means that this show is probably only going to run one and only one season.
Yeah.
Which
is a bummer.
Is a major bummer because I quite like this show and I quite like the manga that it's kind of the manga that it was spawned from. I'm actually starting to slowly catch up. Like, I'm breaking my promise of reading the entire thing after this is done. I'm only up to where the anime is at right now. The manga is so fucking good, and I can see that there's plenty more material for, like, at least another season. For it to, like, have an arbitrary limit, I don't know. It's a wasted opportunity because on its own, this show can be really, really good. But the fact that it is limiting itself in this regard, it's a little bit bittersweet, and it makes me a little upset. But at the same time, now it's in a unique spot where they're improvising and they have to basically just think of something that is in a manga adaptation, and they're using stuff that was never in the manga. That wasn't even, like, close to even potentially being in the manga. This is, like, their own story now, which is like, wow, that's taking a high risk of pissing off all the fans, but, like, yeah, you do you. I mean, if you think it's gonna work, Diamedia, you go ahead. Fucking, I ain't your dad, I ain't your mom, I ain't both, so, like,
live your life.
Go ahead, but, like, fuck, just goddamn, Fuuka is now officially gone rogue, and I thought I was going to be super mad about it, but now that I'm, like, caught up and I've been given the rundown, I'm just like, oh, well, there you go. I guess we're going rogue then. I mean, I'm cautious. Sure. I'm cautious about it, but we'll see where this goes. We will see where this goes. I'm still pissed that this is probably just only going to get one season and zero merch because of it. But you know what? I just give me paper copies of the manga. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Give me that so I can put it on my little shelf of books. I will be fine. All right. So, okay. So, out of all the things that we did do at Anime Milwaukee, we did manage to all together watch. We
managed to stream one episode.
And
it was this.
I was the asshole that forwarded this because there is a point to watching this while we were fucking wasted. Because
so here's the deal. I'm gonna start. There were 3 skits. Gabriel Drop Out this week, like there always are. We're only going to talk about one of them because only one of them matters.
Yes.
Satanya drawing the normal person was pretty cute. I guess that was the other one that, like, maybe mattered a little bit. That was cute. We're not going to talk about it. We are going to talk about Satanya buying a fucking gun.
Satanya with a gun.
With a gun.
Like,
so her entire thing is she's like tries to play a prank on Gabriel. Gabriel doesn't have it. She's like, oh, how the hell do I beat her? And then incredibly convenient television.
Hell Shopping Network. Hey, are you continuously losing to angels? Do you feel like those dumb assholes keep pulling the wool over your eyes because your goddamn Steven Glansberg don't know how to operate life? Here, just buy a fucking gun and shoot them.
Buy a fucking gun.
Like
that is a gun.
Like, it's not even a specialty item. That's just a straight up 44
Magnum.
That is just a
completely normal gun. And she brings it to school. Loaded. There are moments in my life when I'm watching anime that I'm like, damn, Japan and America are really culturally different. This was one of those moments.
Think?
You would not have a fucking kid harmlessly bringing a gun to school in American television.
Oh,
and yet here
my God.
we are.
Absolutely.
Tanya with a loaded gun in class. I will say, one of the very priceless things that I wasn't super able to capture in my screen caps. Oh no, there's one down there. Okay, never mind. There's one down there, so we'll talk about it. She like fucking explains that it has magic ammo that just makes you laugh for 10 minutes when you're shot, which is a hell of a lot better than getting fucking shot. But fucking like vignette in the background being like, oh yeah, you know, like Hell Shopping Network, blah blah blah, everything's full of duds. Like it's supposed to, you know, put in your mind this is a real gun. And yes. She points it at Gabriel and she's like, ha ha ha, you'll never surrender. And Gabriel's like, are you fucking kidding me? It's a gun. Like, no, I'll fucking surrender. No, I don't want to get shot.
Oh my God. Like,
so Tanya literally drops the gun on the floor, and like I know very little about guns, but like that scared the crap out of me.
Oh no, it could have.
Like,
it could have gone off.
No.
A revolver being dropped on the floor, it could have gone off. It could have totally 100% gone off.
Very easily could have gone off.
Like as somebody who does know about guns, a semi-automatic being dropped on the floor, it does have a chance of going off, but not as much of a chance as a revolver because the pin is like exposed, and if it falls on the hammer, it could strike the primer and fire around. So like,
yeah, I'm just like, oh, holy shit! It like gave me a fucking mini heart attack.
Like, there's a reason why people
I'm like, don't drop that.
Yeah, there's a reason why people like say don't spin revolvers. That's one of them, because if you drop that, you could literally just like ND into something, or worst case scenario, someone. And
yeah,
oh God,
it just scared the unholy crap out of me. On this page though,
unholy.
It features one of my favorite things about this skit. Everybody else in the class being like, "Holy fucking shit, this bitch has a gun."
Yeah, you notice that like everybody is like cornered in one room.
Is like, "What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?"
I feel like they're getting further and further away from Satania as the scene goes on, because they, like it's the slow realization that everybody in the room just like, "Holy fuck, that's a gun." Oh,
bitch has a gun. Gabriel's like, wait, what the fuck? Do you mean it's apparently painless to like get shot with these laughing bullets? Like, you don't even know how it works? Like, give the gun to me. Hold on, let me try it. So Satania hands the gun over because Satania's fucking stupid, and Gabriel just shoots her. Like, it works as intended. She just starts laughing, but like,
that's stone fucking cool.
That's so like, oh
God.
my God. I'm just like on the list of shit that would not fly on American television.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
How much do you want to fucking bet that some weeaboo is going to get their hands on the Blu-ray release of this show? They're going to watch it. Their mom's going to walk in on this scene. She's going to cause a fuss, and this is going to appear on Fox News or some shit down the line. How much fucking money do you want to bet?
Highly unlikely, because that requires a whole bunch of steps.
Okay,
but, like,
you know what? You say that, but like I think that it's more likely than you would think. Like, keep in mind the media cycle in this country. They would like.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, but like, isn't Fox News like pro open carry guns?
Oh yeah, shit, you're right. Okay, so MSNBC.
I mean, they're probably not pro school shootings, though.
None of the news outlets are.
Very much what this looks like.
Are you kidding me? Like, American news outlets are gonna like make this look like just, oh shit, look at this. This is bad, and then
moral crisis.
And then everybody's
cute
like,
anime girls with guns.
And then everybody's going to ask.
School.
And then everybody's going to ask, like, well, what do the Japanese creators have to say about this? It's just like, shit, man, we just like drawing cute girls. Like, leave us alone.
You can't buy guns in Japan.
Like, holy shit. This is one of those very rare instances in anime where we get to really see the disconnect in our cultures lie, because Japan sees this and just like, oh, Satania's so cute. She's like gonna threaten him with a laughing gun, and us Americans are just like, that's a gun. It's loaded, and she's at school. People need to fucking run away now.
It's just one of those, like, I immediately thought, like, I mean, everybody knows what I immediately thought. And I'm just like, damn, that is, like, not a joke that you could make over here.
No.
I mean, I assume that Gabriel doesn't exactly air in a kid-friendly time slot anyway, but
even outside that,
yeah.
like, even on, like, an Adult Swim cartoon, I don't think they would do.
Yeah, like they would, like South Park would, but this is not. I mean, this isn't South Park.
Yeah, this is a fucking Japanese anime.
It's a cute girls doing cute things anime, and also there's a fucking gun. It's
God.
It was crazy.
Oh man, like this fucking episode, like.
That being said, lots of high quality meme opportunities.
Oh yeah, obviously. There's gonna be so many delete this Satanias, it's not even gonna be funny. Like, Jesus Christ. I just like, I don't know. I'm just scared that this is going to appear on some sort of news outlet as a warning.
I don't think
warning fucking retarded parents about the dangers of anime. I'm just like, God damn it.
Jesus though. Tanya brought a fucking gun to school.
Jesus.
Other stuff happened in the episode. It didn't matter. So Tanya brought a fucking gun to school.
This trumped all of it. Like, it doesn't matter about the second skit where it turned into Threegatsu no Gabriel Drop Out, their shogi bullshit.
Oh, right. That was the other thing that happened. I literally just completely forgot. I was like, yeah, you know, the art thing was reasonably cute. Something was in the middle. Gun.
Yeah. No, they played shogi in the second thing, and it was Threegatsu no Gabriel Drop Out. But, yeah, except not sad, bad instead. So, Jesus.
Gun.
That's basically sums up Gabriel Drop Out.
Anyway, moving on to fucking interviews with monster girls. No guns at this school.
Good.
No, but we do get introduced to another not Yurio. Check out this kid.
He definitely looks like not Yurio.
I'm starting to notice a trend after Yuri on Ice is airing.
Look, I'm not.
I mean, these were in production before Yuri on Ice.
I'm just gonna say,
but still, I
it's
can make a joke about
extremely
it.
coincidental and very, very weird and funny. Anyway, so this kid's name is Kurtz, which is, you know, terrible name, but whatever. He runs into a sensei whose name I totally forget because Succubus Sensei, and like she is worried about him because he's just in the middle of the hallway and he's not wearing this right school uniform, and like, what is he doing here? And like, he reaches out and grabs her hand, and like, the whole pheromone thing does not affect him at all, and she's like, wow, that's really fucking weird. That's never fucking happened before. And then they also talk about there's a little earlier the mention of a suspicious guy going around the school, and he's like, "Oh my god, I gotta protect Saki Sensei from this suspicious guy that's around the school." And then a guy comes around the corner, and he immediately like, I couldn't get any good fucking caps of this, which pisses me the fuck off. But he like fucking Spider-Man judo flips this guy on the floor and just gets on top of him. And this guy is like a fool, like half a foot taller than the main sensei, who's a tall guy. He's a real tall guy. At least Japan standards tall. I'm not really sure how tall that translates over here. Anyway, it turns out that was actually the detective he works with. And and this kid also works for the Japanese police force because anime.
Yeah, sure.
And so it turns out that they work for what's for like a demi-human division, which is basically like a liaison between the police and the demi-humans, which makes sense that they have because, you know, powers and shit.
Yeah.
And basically he's kind of like Saki Sensei's parole officer, more or less. It's not really like a parole officer situation. It's more like he's kind of like a dad to her, but like his job is basically to be a parole officer to like all the succubus that live in a certain district and like check in with them and be like, hey, like, are you behaving? Like, how are you doing? Don't cause problems. And anyway, he has a nice chat with Saki Sensei here, and like we find out actually really interestingly that gay people are not affected by succubus pheromones. So that's interesting.
So this tiny kid is gay. What you're telling me.
No, I've got another theory, but that's gonna come later. He could be gay. That could be one thing. But that's a little more, that's equally as, if not more problematic than my other theory. So the whole thing here is that she's having a talk with him about like her future and stuff like that. He's like, "Oh yeah, are you thinking about like getting married?" Because Japan's obsessed with like young women getting married, because being young and being a single woman turned you into an old crone. You know.
Yeah, and in a conservative society, that's something that's a little bit. You should get married.
Yeah. Still happens here too. Anyway, but the whole thing is like, "Oh, have you thought about getting married to anyone?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, there's a guy in this thing," and he's like, "Holy shit, I didn't think you'd actually find anybody in your entire fucking life." And she's just like,
"Damn, that's fucking cold."
And she's just like, "Whoa, that's really mean." He's like, "Well, you're always like going on about how you always are afraid to use your powers and you don't want to do that to attract people, and you think that like won't make you be in real love and everything." And she's like, "Well, yeah, but I found a guy who's not interested in me in my pheromones." And he's like, "No, every man's affected by your pheromones unless they're gay." He's like,
"No, that is not how that works."
And she's like, and then she gets really flustered and confused. She's like, "Actually, that kind of excites me a little bit to learn that this guy I have a crush on is actually somewhat excited by me." And so, in the weirdest, most problematic turn of events, she's actually more turned on by the fact that her powers work on a guy normally. So, problematic, I guess. Anyway, so what happens on later in the scene is that Hikari actually bumps into Kurtz in the hallway without seeing him, and like apologizes, like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Saki Sensei." And then like she's like, "Oh wait, you're not Saki Sensei. Why did I mistake him for Saki?" And like then there's also an allusion to the fact that how he was our weapon against succubi, and also the fact that the effect did not work on him when he touched her hand. I'm just gonna like put this out there. He's a fucking incubus. Like,
could be.
I think that's more problematic than him being gay.
Yes.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's problematic, and I don't want it to be true. But I'm just saying
I think he's just gay.
I'm just saying this is like a really. But here's the thing. There's also another scene I didn't really include here where like he kind of more or less defends Saki's purity against one of these students who took like this one rando dude student who took a picture of her cleavage, and like says like, "Oh, do you just like her because she's a succubus?" And he's like, "No, I think she's really hot even besides that." and it's just like this show is like really teetering on problematic a lot. In case you guys haven't noticed. And so I'm really hoping that Kurtz isn't an incubus, because that's some bad setup there. That's a real bad setup.
Yeah.
But that's what they're setting up this to be like. That's what I'm feeling here, because they very purposely planted the idea of Hikari being like mistaking him for Saki. And there's this whole thing where like the succubus pheromones don't work on him. But it's just weird. It's a weird thing, and I'm not sure what's going on, but I really hope he's not an incubus, because that means there's going to be some more weird shit online about this show than there already is. And here, lastly, we have some quality A+ meme material template.
What is on the phone?
So many things can be on that phone. It's not even funny.
Here's the thing. What was on the phone is actually the picture of the sensei's cleavage that he took a picture of, but when he grabbed the phone from him, the phone locked, like, phones are wont to do. And he just holds it out, and so it's a locked phone right now. But this locked phone sets it the fuck up for meme material. Yes. So exploit that shit. Get it out there.
Show us what is on the phone on Twitter.
Yeah, at me at Slaysbells on
Twitter. At me at Slaysbells. Show me your hottest and spiciest memes.
Yes.
I mean, let's be real. I'm gonna make like half of them. I mean,
I already saw like one of the
puts
Crunchyroll.
Titania with a gun on the phone.
yeah.
One of the actual I think Miles from Crunchyroll actually made a meme already that was about Fire Emblem Heroes. So
Fire Emblem Heroes on the phone.
Yes.
so it was that's my top spot right now, but I'm looking forward for anything to trump it. So we'll see where that goes.
Looking forward to interviews with Monster Girls memes.
Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. Oh. Okay. Miss Kobayashi Dragon Maid this
Speaking
week.
of problematic.
I'm not happy.
Ah!
You see, here's the thing. I say, you know what? KyoAni actually did a good thing. KyoAni was like on its good side. I was on its good side again. This is a show that I liked that didn't make me want to snap my computer in half or made me want to mail sarin gas to KyoAni because they wouldn't make Haruhi season 3 already. But you know what? This is what I get for having faith in these fuckers. Like, God, like half the episode is like the latter half of the episode is great, but this beginning half.
Oh, it's rough.
This
it's
beginning half.
Real rough.
Let's talk about Let's
talk about Twister for kids.
Let's talk about Twister for kids and how this segment was not for kids.
The words Twister and for kids never go together good. Like
the fact that you need
let's be real. Twister as a real game is for kids, but the fact that they have to fucking qualify it.
Like,
yes.
I don't even need to show. We don't even need to show screen caps for this fucking scene because I'm pretty sure it's been posted on like every single fucking site that there could be, like the full fucking scene. Just like, can we not have the
sexualize children?
Like, I get
it's really okay. One thing actually is that when I first watched it, I was like, "Oh, this Twister segment wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be," because it was like the implied like close quartersness, but like the only comment the other girl made was like blushing, being like, "Kana is so soft," and like that was kind of cute and semi-innocent. So like. It was bad, but I was like, okay, well, it could be worse.
And then it was.
But wait. Meanwhile, upstairs, in the background of this, there's a separate scene going on where they meet what you later find out is Riko's older sister, who is also obsessed with maids. And they're just kind of nerding out about maids the whole time. It was really cute, honestly. And it kind of like actually made me understand a little bit why people dig maids so much, like as a subculture, because like I'm just like, oh, that's a reason why. It's not just because you like the outfits. Like their pride and dignified figures moved my heart. I'm like, oh, that's very Japanese. It's a very Japanese reason. But it did make me understand it slightly more. Because like I obviously just like the outfits, but whatever. Anyway, so in the next scene, it cuts back to Kana and Riko just hanging out in her room, and she's like, "Oh, let's play video games." And then she goes and sits on her lap, and Riko's like, "I'm gay." And then she talks to Kana while she's playing the video game, and Kana is like, "Do you think I'm getting along with everyone in our class?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, I think you're getting along with everyone really great, and everyone really likes you a whole lot." And she's like, "Well, what do you think about me?" And she's like, "I'd love to marry you." And I'm just like, that was so cute and pure.
And then they had to ruin it.
And then they ruined it. Then they ruined it and made it weird. Because then Kana pushed her down, a la like so many other problematic
just pushed
tropes.
her down and straddled her.
Pushed her down and was like, let's become closer.
No. I can't. It has been.
I am a tea kettle of sadness.
It is. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but like, I have to break out the fucking go to jail alarm from Yuri on Ice. There's so much dust on this goddamn thing. We haven't used it in such a long time. I gotta use it again.
But
go! Stop this! Send the entirety of Kyoani to prison immediately.
But Joe was about
I
to
don't
tell
like
you
it.
what happened in the actual manga.
What happened in the actual manga? So afterwards, there was a scene where like Kana's like looking out the rain and just like oh, I wonder what Kana's gonna do to me, and Kana's just like, well, I wanted to, and then it cuts off. No, in the manga, Kana just wanted to fuck her.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
I will take it. Yep.
I don't like it either. Luckily, what happens here in this scene is that Toru comes in. She's like, "Help me! They're being dorks about maids. Let's leave." And they leave, but it's still terrible. It's still terrible and awful, and I don't like it.
Yep.
I don't like it.
They are children!
You could have stopped at the, frankly, I'd love to marry you, and that would have been perfect and fine and okay. It would have been a little weird, the twister, but I would have, like, forgiven you because you balance it out with the, like, oh, I want to marry you type thing. But then you had to add the Kana straddling her and, you know, whatever, all
Wanting
that
to-
girls love stuff.
No. No.
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
Ravioli,
I don't like
ravioli. Don't sexualize the dragon lolly.
Yeah, basically. Okay. So anyway, after that segment, we continue into the rest of this problematic first half of this episode with Kitty-chan herself, Luko-chan.
Goddamn
First of all,
Quetzalcoatl.
Before we go on with the rest of this, I'm just going to explain some really great things here about this whole setup. First of all, Kobayashi's life shirt, loving it. Great. Killing it.
It just says life.
Luko's meme keyhole sweater, she's very aware of memes, also killing it.
Yeah.
I will say her fucking shirt does not go with the rest of her outfit, but
No.
it by itself is quite cute.
No, it doesn't go with the rest of her outfit, because how else could she be sexy, obviously? They just decided, you know what, we're just gonna give her this shirt and nothing else. Anyway, so what happened is you find out that one night when she was on her way home from visiting Toru and Kobayashi, she felt somebody doing a, like, ritual, and she was like, oh, I'm gonna go check that out. And so she emerged from a boiling kettle, fully naked, and was summoned by some kid, because they're trying to summon demons.
Huh.
And it turns out that this kid was from a family line of mages, and that now his entire family thinks that she is a demon in service to him. And she did promise to stay there with him, but she's not a demon, so that's why she's trying to get them to come over and, like, clear up this whole mishap here. Because obviously she's not demonic at all with those horns and everything.
I mean, she could just transform into her dragon form in front of him and prove...
That's what I was thinking. Like, why the fuck didn't they just do that? Like, that seems really, like, the easiest way to do this.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this kid's name is Shota, which is an unfortunate foreshadowing. He's actually a precious noodle, and I feel really bad for him because he exists solely in this show, I guess, to be made the butt of this sort of joke, and I do not like it. So, like, you find out that Quetzalcoatl's living here, and that he is, like, really nervous around her all the time. And, like, Kobayashi's like, well, yeah, fucking course, you seen yourself, you fucking titty monster? and she's like, yeah, I've tried sleeping in his bed with him and bathing with him, make him less nervous around me. And
that's only
like,
gonna make him more nervous.
You're just like, honey. You're just like, honey, no. And then anyway, so, like, they're talking about and then Kobayashi brings up a very valid point. Like, so if you're in service to him, like, what are you doing? Like, his mom does all the housework. You're just kind of freeloading.
What do you even do?
Yeah, what do you even do, basically? And she's like,
plant.
She's like, I don't want to go home. She's like, oh, I know. How how about I give you all the money we need to do? He's like, I don't need that. My dad can do alchemy and turn stuff into gold.
Oh,
And
yeah,
she's
well.
like, and she's like, well, okay, how about magic power? And he's like, well, that would be something I'm actually interested in, but I think it's not really worth anything unless you work for it. And then,
He's a good kid.
yeah, and then she's like, okay, how about a bunch of charisma? And he's like, that would only cause more problems if I suddenly developed a lot of charisma.
God.
And she's like, then I only have one thing left, my body.
And he's like, no, not that either.
Yeah, and then he's like, you're a succubus from hell, and runs away from her. And rightfully so.
Where did this no thank you frame come from? Because I like
that
it.
was him, from him rejecting her like proposals for like
Just
offering payment. He's like, no, my dad can turn things into gold.
in general, this is
No,
probably
thank
the
you.
most apt description of just the first half of this episode in general.
No, thank you.
No,
thank
thank you.
No, thank
KyoAni, fuck you for even like tainting these fucking. I get that it's manga material, but hey, you could like just skip that shit. Like
I'm
I know
saying,
you.
like I don't know. It's kind of a Japan thing, but sexually harassing minors is not funny.
Yeah.
It's really not. And
Like-
then it continues. It continues so much. I wish it was no. I wish it was gone.
Yeah,
I am a sad petunia.
Yeah. But anyway, the latter half of this episode was
Fucking
much
great.
better. It was
Oh my
great.
God.
It
Fafnir
really
is a
boosted
baby.
it up. He's an adorable baby, and I love him. So what happens is like we see like a flash of his home life with Tamika. I don't know. Whatever his
Nerd
name,
boy.
Glasses Kun. So like they just hang out all the time and play video games, and like they have dual screen monitor. They both have computer setups like in his computer room.
Yeah, they
And
MMO'd out.
Yes, and Fafnir is basically playing like literally 23 hours a day.
He doesn't need to sleep. He's a dragon, so.
Yeah, no, literally, people are just like, oh, like, yeah, are you on? It's like, oh, son, you're on again. He's like, don't talk to me, I'll kill you. And then they're like, oh man, just chill out. He's like, I'm not. It's like, man, this guy's like superhuman. He's like, I'm telling you, I'm not fucking human. They're like, man, he takes his roleplay super seriously. And it's just him showing general agitation with the rest of the world. But then later in that day, Tamiya goes over to him. It's like, hey, would you like mind testing something out for me? He's like, oh, is it that game you're making for Comic-Cat? He's like, yeah. Would you mind like testing it again? He's like, yeah, sure. And so you see that Tamiya is making a bullet hell that he's planning on selling at Comic-Cat, which is adorable because Fafnir's just playtesting for him and being really helpful and a cool friend. And then you see that he got him conditioner for his hair, and it's so sweet and cute and domestic, and it's so nice.
Yay.
And then later on in the day, you see him like just standing outside the hobby shop waiting for him, and he's just kind of like monologuing to himself about how humans are either hits or misses, and how like it's not really he doesn't really have the patience or like endurance to just endure through going through every single human he meets until he finds like a good human, because like most of the time they're misses. Yeah. And he just like, and then I have this huge loss and they steal my treasure, and then I'm just pissed off and it's not worth my fucking time. But then every now and then you'll find a good human and it'll be a hit. And then Tamiya comes out with a hobby store. He's like, oh, okay, I'm done. Ready to go? He's like, yeah, all right, you're a hit. Like, without any fucking context.
And he's just like, okay, thanks, dude.
He's like, I don't know what that fucking means, but thanks.
They're
But
the
it
best
was so
bros.
sweet. It was so sweet. It made me go, oh, out loud, because he's just...
Fafnir is like, he's like just my otaku
He's
son that I
so
want to protect.
moe. He's so moe.
All he wants to do is he wants to do like the normal
I'm just
dragon
like, this
thing.
is so Miyakor. It's actually
hate it.
hilarious.
I hate it. Get rid of the fucking tiny glasses. You don't need them. You're a dragon. You have perfect vision. You don't need business.
I mean, it's okay. He can keep them. It is part of his aesthetic. He can keep them.
No, I don't want him to keep them. Anyway, I feel extremely targeted. Anyway, so the rest of this episode was very cute. There was a lot of really cute domestic family moments with Toru and Kana and Kobayashi. Like, there was like a whole scene where they made like little Terry Bozu with like their faces on it and hung them from the window. And they got Kana an umbrella and they all went out in the rain and it was super duper cute. And they shared an umbrella and they looked lovingly and adoringly at their tiny daughter.
If only the rest of the episode was like this.
If
only the rest of... See, here's the thing. Like, I understand that, like, Shota is actually kind of a titular character in the manga. So, like, his part,
titular.
You know what?
Sorry.
I did not ask for this. Anyway, like...
Can't see it, but I am displeased.
Yes, I very much so. Like, honestly, like, you could, like, keep that part in with Quetzalcoatl and Shota. You know what? Like, you know, it's bad, but you know what? Fine. You could, like, flat up just leave out the part with Kana looting it up with Fivehead completely. And nothing of value is lost.
Oh, yeah.
Like, literally nothing.
Something that's worth mentioning, actually, is that it turns out that Shota is actually the son of, like, I think the executive officer on Kobayashi's company.
Yeah.
So, like...
The one that just got fired, or?
No, a different guy.
No, okay.
A different guy. But he's, like, a head honcho. He's a son of a head honcho, basically.
Huh. Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, to put it lightly.
God. Fucking Dragon Maid just... God, I want to like you. But fuck, you are making it so hard. Like,
do not lewd the children.
Do not lewd the children. Fucking please. Okay.
Japan, when will you understand that sexual harassment isn't funny?
Don't
I guess when people stop fucking buying it.
Yeah, it's true. And let's be real, that's not going to be anytime soon.
Could we just get a super cut of Suffering?
Yes. Here we go.
I mean, like, maybe at the end of the season. Super cut of Suffering.
Yep.
Jesus.
God. Anyway, so this week was a really horny week for all my shows. And next week for Dragon Maid is supposed to be the beach episode. So that's
well, the beach / they go to Comic-Cat.
Yeah, the beach / Fafnir goes to Comic-Cat because there's no such thing as equality. AKA Fafnir's a shut-in and he would char his delicate shut-in skin if he went out in the sun for one day.
True.
Yes.
So yeah, this is usually the part where we move on to Saga of Tanya the Evil, but it was a recap episode this week.
Which is, like, baffling because
once again, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like I've kind of accepted it because it's either that or you end a week early, and I respect pacing and I care a lot about it. It's part of the reason I like ACCA so much is it's very information dense, but the pacing still feels good. So if you have to insert a recap episode in the middle of the season to keep your pacing tight enough to finish on time, then fine.
Yeah.
Fine. But it is boring to cover because we know what
it's a fucking recap episode. Like, what can you do? Like, it's not like the case of 91 Days where the recap episode is literally pointless. But, like, at the same time, I'm a little bit peeved because I want more Tanya.
Exactly. Tanya's a good show. I want more of it.
Getting dunked on.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's okay. But yeah, recap episode. Not really a whole lot to talk about.
Oh well. I mean, it's kind of apt, kind of fitting because this is definitely a shorter week than most. Because, well, honestly, good thing too. Because, like, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, Milwaukee kind of just like dragged me through the fucking mud, low key.
I mean, it's a convention. Lots of stuff happened.
Yeah, but it was
fun. I had a good time.
It was still a fun con. We saw a lot of good stuff. We saw this fucking dope ass Lucy cosplay, like dead ass.
Yes. Oh my god. Okay, here's the deal. I am aware that there are like 5 people in the Bungo fandom that actually watched this podcast. So There was a Lucy Maud Montgomery on Friday of Anime Milwaukee, and I shouted Lucy at her and she didn't respond to the character's name, so I wasn't able to get her to turn around to take a picture. But if you're out there, you are my hero. You are my angle. Just
you are my angle.
You are my angle. I saw exactly 2 Bungo cosplays. I bought like 3 Chuya keychains, and it was like $40. My entire weekend was worth it. It was wonderful. It was a great old time. Also, I found new rhythm games. Joe did well in Smash.
Yep,
It's unfortunate we ended up not being able to cover a whole lot because the
I got a titty button.
You did get a titty button.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good week. It was a good weekend.
It was a really good week.
And
I'm fucking surprised I got 5th in Smash, considering how much I felt like shit that day. Like, damn.
Michael Jordan flu.
You survived. We all survived.
Yeah.
And now you get to go to sleep.
Yes, that is true.
I've got a 10 a.m. class tomorrow.
Woo!
Yeah.
Downtown.
So on that note, we're gonna fucking go to sleep. So
so we're on a 7-day or a 6-day sleep break.
yeah. So until next time, as always, this has been Joe
And Emily.
And Mia. See you later, bitches.
Yeah, bye. We're on 7-day coffee break. You know, all that shit. We'll be back next week with more Waifu Watch podcast. Hopefully, if Frostbite goes well, I'll let you guys know about that. I may even do like a little segment, but we'll see about that. So, anyways, till then, see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Later, bitches.